Welcome to Yappin About Young Justice, a podcast retrospective about the cartoon series Young Justice. Now, we started this podcast as we are hotly anticipating a Season 3 pickup from Netflix. And we decided to look back and commentate over episodes of Young Justice from the 2 seasons that they gave us. So without further ado, let's get started. My name is Holden.
And I'm Jackson.
And this is Yappin About Young Justice. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Pull out your Netflix, pull out your DVD, pull out your Amazon, your iTunes, whatever. Maybe even turn it on TV. Maybe you got it on Cartoon Network and you're living like a weird Truman Show-like world. But we're going to get it started. I'm going to hit play right now. Got the WB Warner's animation coming up. And we're looking at a weird devil monster. It's one of those xenomorph clones.
Yeah, those xenomorph clones of something, not sure what yet. Oh, and here's our first introduction to the light, where they all have their own TVs and they have their weird-shaped heads.
Yep. Yep, and there's that guy right behind him that looks like the guy from Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, he's part of the light. So this is the secret cadre of villains who have, been controlling things.
Yep, they're behind Cadmus and all the cloning and everything like that.
Yeah, which, I think ultimately, they turned out to all be actual DC villains, and I think the concept was kind of cool in practice, later on. Much like the Marvel Universe's cabal, or intelligentsia, of villains.
Intelligentsia.
Yep, the intelligentsia.
Yeah, it was cool that they eventually all became, actual villains, as opposed to being like, we're just nobodies. I didn't like all the light puns, though.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb, where they're like, we'll have to bring him into the light. We'll make him see the light.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying. But, it was a nice, ooh, who are these guys? I wonder who these guys are. Ooh.
Well, I remember at this time in the show when I first watched it, I was like, who cares who these guys are? They're probably just a bunch of, stupid xenomorphs.
Yeah, some more stupid-looking xenomorphs.
I was so mad from the first episode.
I don't even remember watching the second episode.
I think I do. I think it may have been one of those. I think we watched it when it first premiered, and they may have premiered it both. Like they may have premiered it's like the first 2 episodes, like they often do.
Maybe then.
Because I don't think, as disappointed as I was with these, I don't think I would have watched this episode, the next episode, and then 2 more episodes. If it were night-by-night basis. I wouldn't have given it 4 nights. But 3 nights, maybe. Because I think I watched this, and I was disappointed, and then I was like, well, let me see how they do with, a regular story. This is the first pilot, you got to give it some stuff. Maybe once they get away from all this genome little monkey on the shoulder shit.
Well, yeah, it's a lot to throw at people who aren't familiar, who,
if you're a fan of DC, you're expecting some DC stuff.
Yeah, and they give you a lot of DC stuff. They give you Kid Flash, Robin, Aqualad, and Superboy and stuff like that.
They gave you Kid Flash and Robin and Superboy.
Aqualad, he's Aqualad.
Yeah, but he's not the Aqualad from the comic books.
He's not the Aqualad, but he's
all they took
Aqualad.
Was the name.
Aqualad
and the fact
name.
that he is an Aqualad.
Yeah, and then you're thrown with all these weird xenomorphs who are little demon-looking gremlins.
It's like I said, it would be better if it was just something that, design-wise and concept-wise, if it was something more in line with something that you're familiar with from the DC universe. But I think it's so off base from what anything you've ever seen in the comic books, which is a lot of comic books, that it's just it's a little off-putting.
Now, Superboy is voiced by Nolan North.
Yep.
who I really like because he does the Uncharted games, and I've always been a fan of his voice. That's why I'm always kind of like, oh, I wish they would have let him be a little more fun-loving, because Nolan North is really great at playing, like, you know, like a fun, like, character.
Mm-hmm. He also voiced Scroopy Noopers on Rick and Morty. So any Rick and Morty fans out there, you gotta be familiar with Scroopy Noopers. So we got Guardian here. Guardian's another DC Comics character.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I think, is the scientist guy DC Comics character?
I don't know. What's his name? What's his name?
It's like Desmond something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's probably Blockbuster.
Well, yeah, that's what happens at the end of this episode. He drinks some Blockbuster stuff.
He drinks some Blockbuster juice.
Yeah, and they turn
and then all his stores shut down.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm bankrupt.
Topical Blockbuster jokes here. Yeah.
Mixing the blood with water.
Blockbuster was one of those villains that it's kind of like one of those villains DC kind of threw away, where he was like a real popular villain like back in the 60s. And then just like now, they've just like been like, I don't know, whatever. Throw Blockbuster in there.
I don't know.
Who cares? Sure, he's like the Hulk, but bad. And white.
Well, you have to keep diversity in there, so that's why they, you know...
They got rid of him.
They keep Solomon Grundy, because they're like, well, he's not really white. He's like gray.
Yeah, we need more gray. I mean, you know, trying to keep up this horrible PC culture in our comic books. All right, so Superboy is...
ripping the door off.
He's betraying them. Betraying the light or the...
Yeah, he's going against the light. He's closing his eyes to the light.
To the light. Cadmus and the light. Was there the name? Did they have their own, like, secret name, Cadmus, in this?
What do you mean?
Because there was the light. Is it the light and Cadmus? Was there, like, another name for the cloning facility? Or was it just Cadmus?
I think it was just Cadmus.
Okay.
It was just like Cadmus Underground.
Yeah. Cadmus.
There's even more secrets underground.
And then Cadmus is working for the light.
Don't give me orders. Oh.
And then he did it.
Yeah. That's because he was like, Aqualad's my friend. He helped me get out of here. You are just a stupid boy with an R on his chest.
And then he throws throwing stars at his face.
Those 3 throwing stars at the guy's face. And those things are just really annoying because they're always on everybody's shoulders and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just...
They were just everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they were really trying to, like, build up this mystery of, like, ooh, what's going on here? But I think it just backfired because I was just like, I don't care. Let's just get out of here. I don't care who's behind this.
Yeah, I was like, let me see you fight like other people.
Yep, and we got some more of these elephant guys.
Horned elephant.
Yeah, I mean, maybe those, I could believe that they're like, yeah, we were trying to clone an elephant and we messed up.
Real bad.
Real bad.
We shouldn't have thrown in that demon DNA or whatever it is. This weird.
Yeah, this weird gremlin DNA.
We had some gremlins on deck, and we forgot to. Now, Superboy could fly originally,
in
right?
In the comic, yeah.
But then they eventually...
In the show, they wanted to make him a little less powerful.
Well, even in the comics, I think, when he was in Teen Titans, he couldn't fly either.
Could he not?
No, because remember, he couldn't fly, and then, like, they went into the future, And they became the Justice League, the Teen Titans, and they were evil, and he could fly then.
Yeah, I think they turned his flying on and off sometimes. Which I mean, I think that's always a better thing in the long run for the characters, to make him a bit less powerful. I mean, it keeps them around longer. It makes it so the writers don't have to kill him so often.
Yeah, because it means that he's not as powerful. He can't fly, and I don't think he can use laser vision.
Yeah, because then it's just like,
Yeah,
there's no real
Superman.
problem like if Superman is gone, because they're just like, why don't you just get Superboy? He's got all the same powers.
Yeah, and they're like, well, he
I mean,
can't
get
fly.
rid of the Justice League. Just have Superman, Supergirl, Superboy, and Power Girl all just fly around and be like 4 Supermans.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that worked well, and I think that gave him a little bit of more character stuff that was a bit more valid, of him being like, oh man, I'm almost like Superman.
I hacked the motion sensors. How do you feel about Jesse McCartney as Robin, Dick Grayson?
I think especially as Robin, he sounded pretty good. I'll have to see when we get to Nightwing what I feel about it, because I feel like he does like a pretty good like young boy voice. But I think when you get into more like, oh, he's supposed to be like an older teenager or like a young man, I think it's kind of just the same voice. And I think that was like a little weird.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if you could have had somebody who could have given it a bit more of a, an older sounding voice. That would have made it a little cooler.
Yeah, you get like
Nolan or
Kevin Conroy.
yeah, you give him Kevin. No,
You're bringing Kevin Conroy to do Nightwing in the second season, and he's got a way deeper voice than everybody else.
yeah, that would have worked.
This would have freaked me out, all those weird monsters in the red dark.
Yeah, it's actually pretty terrifying.
And they all mind control you.
Are they sitting on the? I thought they had to sit on the shoulders to mind control.
I guess not.
And so is this doctor maybe this doctor, maybe all those things are clones of this guy. This guy, he's like an alien that came here to work for the light in conjunction with, spoilers, the Reach. And then they were like, let's just make a bunch of clones of this guy. He looks pretty freaky. And they came out looking kind of, bad. And they're like, why is this clone only 3 feet tall? I'm normal size.
Now here we're realizing that this guy was behind their whole escape, that he was giving Superboy messages telling them to turn left and to turn right so that they could escape. And I guess he was doing that so that he could show, because he's like the ultimate xenomorph. And he's like, I want to know that you can choose, freedom. And he was like, I want to choose freedom and I'll leave. I guess that's his
So
plan.
that guy was like, my whole plan this whole time was for you to choose freedom, or for you to, choose staying here.
Yep.
Who knows? And then this guy's like, hey, you didn't tell me about this. So then he took his blockbuster juice, and then he turned into just another xenomorph.
Yeah, and it turned into another gray,
Yeah.
red-eyed
that's just the thing. I feel like
with a bunch of lines.
the problem with whoever made these guys is like all these villains look alike. So it's like, it's hard to believe that it's like, okay, that this is, what's the difference between this guy and those big elephants?
Yeah, nothing.
He looks just like one of those guys.
He's got some
except
skin
slightly
hanging off
darker.
of him.
Yeah, which is kind of gross. That's actually pretty metal for a kid show.
Well, it's also I never get this when scientists always do that in movies where they drink their potion and then they turn into the monster and they never have a way to turn back. Because he doesn't turn back or anything like that.
No.
He's stuck.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's just kind of it's just a form of suicide.
Yep.
Which I think that's kind of a,
Yeah, because the dude probably could have just left and been okay, well, I'll just run away from the light and try to stay away from them, change my name or whatever, but instead he's just like, I'm going to turn myself into this monster with no mind or anything. I'm essentially killing myself.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm going to commit suicide because this stuff could work or it could just kill me.
I don't really know if it works or not.
So I'm just going to do this. Best bet, it'll turn me into a big monster, and I can kill all these kids and get revenge. Worst bet, I just drink it, and it's actually just acid, and it burns through my stomach.
I grabbed the wrong vial.
And I don't die, but I just live the rest of my life in pain and on a feeding tube. So it turned out pretty well for him.
All in all, I think it was pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that's just the thing. I don't understand this plot. And then, like I said, the design of these characters are just out of it. What do you think of this, Superboy white suit?
I don't care. Get him in the black shirt and the jeans. Or get him in the leather jacket. I've always been a fan of the one after the leather jacket where it's red at the top.
Yeah.
And red at the bottom.
It's a Young Justice outfit.
Yeah, the Young Justice outfit, I guess. The Young Justice outfit. I don't mind the new one where it's just like the black shirt and the red symbol. That one's okay. But I've been a bigger fan of the Young Justice suit. Yeah. Which he's never went back to. Even like the new 52 one was alright.
Really, I didn't really care for the new 52 one.
But it was a suit, and I like the idea that he has a suit as opposed to just being like, yeah, these are just like my regular clothes. I just have a Superman shirt.
Yeah, there's those Aqualad electricity powers again.
Yeah, is he Aqualad or is he like Electro?
He's a Black Lightning boy. Mm-hmm. He's like, I was the sidekick son of Aquaman and Static Shock one day.
One day.
One day they got together and they had me.
Yeah, they were like, you want to join me? And he was like, yeah, but I'm a fish man. I have gills on my neck.
He was like, even though our powers are incompatible, our love is not. And then they had me, and I have electric and water powers. Which is real weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Now curb stomp him. Make sure he's dead.
No, he's Superman.
No, he's Superboy. Superboy can murder people. Superman can't murder people.
But, Superman's right here. And he's like, hey, I don't want anything to do with you, kid. As far as design-wise, though, I think the white suit looks okay. It looks okay for, one of those, regeneration suits.
Regeneration. Like suit. Yeah, as a opposite to Superman's black suit, yeah, it was fine. Why did all the Justice League need to come here? There's 2 Green Lanterns that came. 2 Green Lanterns came, Captain Marvel came, Zatara, Captain Atom.
Because there was reports that there was a Kryptonian clone. So it's like if you had, if he was, possibly, an evil Superman, you might need all of them.
Yeah, you just need, Superman and Supergirl and Power Girl, like you said.
Yeah, but they don't have all those guys, so all the Justice League makes up for
And Superman's always fighting clones of himself. He's fighting, Bizarros and...
Yeah, but they're always slightly less powerful. Bizarro has freeze vision and fire breath, and that's less powerful than heat vision and cold breath.
Yeah, especially on the mouth. It hurts when he's doing the fire breath.
Yeah. And, he can't breathe as far as Superman can see with the laser vision.
I got a freaking clone. This sucks.
Superman in those good old underwear. Just like Superman should be. This is the Superman we deserve.
Yeah, Superman, you're not gonna just be like a cool dude. At least just be like, hey,
Yeah, I thought it was always kind of weird that it's Superman kind of ran away Yeah, like a dude whose girlfriend just told him she was pregnant.
Dude, I gotta get out of here. Oh, I gotta go get some milk.
See, and then the adults come in and they're like, "Hey, you better stop.
You gotta stop doing this, you kids." And they're like, "But we did good work, and we want to continue."
Aqualad gets the good speech where he's like, "We're adults, but we're kids, so we're gonna do whatever we want to, whether you tell us to or not."
Yeah, you're not even our real parents. What do our parents have to say about this?
None of you are real parents, except maybe like Superboy to Superman.
Maybe. And even then, not really. Because he didn't teach him anything.
He's the closest that he has to, like, blood parents, though. Wally is the Flash's nephew.
Yeah, Dick could be like, "I don't have any parents, so fuck you, Bruce."
Yeah, my parents are dead. And then Batman was like, "All right, I give in. You can have this base and you can be sanctioned."
You got me, Dick.
You got me.
You don't have any parents. Red Tornado.
Yeah, good old Red Tornado. One of my favorite superheroes. So maybe that's it. Maybe I watched this first double episode, and I was like, But then they were like, but Red Tornado's going to be on the show. And I was like, well, got to watch another one. Got to give it a chance for a good old Red Tornado.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, too, is everybody's wearing, like, their... Why is Robin wearing sunglasses, huh?
Because he's got to keep his secret identity.
They know who he is. They're all wearing regular clothes. Whatchamacallit dressed like Wally West. He's dressed like Dick Grayson. Aqualad's dressed like a guy.
No, he's just dressed...
Superboy's got the S on his chest. Superboy's wearing his regular costume.
Yeah, he's got no secret identity. No, but the sunglasses cover up just as much of his face as the mask does, so you don't really know who he is. Here's our introduction to Miss Martian, who, like I said previously, I think she was probably like the best character on the show, in my opinion. She was actually had a really good arc on the show. And then we get a little post-story epilogue tag on these Cadmus guys. See what they're
Guardian's in charge now since Cadmus went under.
Yeah.
But the light, they don't like that. Especially with all those genomes. And now they're talking to each other.
They're mad about those kids. They're like, these kids.
If we would have got away with it too if it weren't for these meddling kids.
Oh, and they mentioned over here, I just thought it was kind of like, it was always kind of cool that they were like, the Young Justices, like the Black Ops team. That they're like, we do the work that's too dirty for the Justice.
Yeah, they don't want to get their hands dirty, but Young Justice will murder people.
Justice will.
They'll do the missions that
was always a cool conceit for the show.
But eventually they will see the light, Jackson, as they have said before.
They will see the light. All right, so yeah, I give that one a 4 out of 10 because it was just as bad as the first one, but it had Red Tornado at the end, so there was hope for the next one.
Oh, I'd say this one's better. You get a little bit of Superboy. You get a little bit of you get a little bit of the Justice League, a little bit, more so than you did before. Well, not necessarily more so, but you get more of you get a little bit more of what's to come, and it's establishing things a little bit better. I think the first one was just kind of like, what's going on? I don't like this. This is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like, maybe if this episode was later on, it would be fine, but I feel like this two-parter to start it off with, it's just like throwing you in the deep end of the pool of oh, you think this is going to be like Justice League or, the comic books? Well, guess what? We're just throwing mountains of little gremlins at you and stuff. It's like, and we're just throwing all our designs out there. I just thought, this one had even more of their confusing storyline and even more little gremlins, and yeah, I'm sure it was more action-packed and stuff, but I just think it's such a terrible way to introduce the show.
Now, we do promise this is a show, a positive look at Young Justice. It's just like we
it's a
said.
retrospective. We're being honest. We're telling you which episodes stank and which ones were really good. I hope we can get to those really good ones pretty soon. But for now, these first two weren't. So welcome next time to another episode of Shitting on Young Justice. No, yapping about Young Justice. It'll get better eventually. I think after the first 5 episodes, then I think you start to get some really good ones.
Yep, and we'll just have to wait until then. But for Yapping About Young Justice, I'm Holden.
And I'm Jackson.
And make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.